What up? What up? What up? I'm just waiting. Everybody pull up. Pull on up. Come on. I'm about to speak today. We about to get active today. Yeah. We going uptown with this. It's not no game here. Smoke and mirrors. We gonna elaborate today. Talk about some shit. I need everybody to tune in. Tune in. Yeah, we in the building today. We in the building today. I'm gonna let this music play until we get some more people. We gonna get this on. Yo, share this page. Not playing, man. Talking my shit today. I'm talking some shit today. Pull up. We about to get active. Cause I'm about to talk some shit. Fuck that, bro. I'm about to talk my shit, bro. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy No Game Records, No Game Fever in the building. Smoking mirrors when you tired of being gassed. Salute to everybody pulling up. We gonna talk. I went to court today. You know, I had a legal situation today. I was in relations with this woman, living with this woman, and she felt the need to go all the way to family court with criminal type situations, criminal allegations. This woman got up in this place and put out a fake complaint, and I can't get into the depths. If you already tuned into the channel and watched the live before, then you understand what I'm saying. But we're in the lawyer phases now. All it was a hearing to be appointed counsel, and then that's when all the stuff will be aired out, and this will come to a head. My thing is, if somebody puts you in a position where you feel like your safety and your life is in danger, then you shouldn't be bringing that person around after you made that statement. You shouldn't want that person around you after you made that statement. If somebody's that dangerous to you, then that's kind of dangerous to even put yourself in that type of position. And that's what that woman did. So we're going into the trial phases now. And this shit is going to go on until it's over. It marked 6 years that my brother was killed by a New Rochelle police officer. And this officer was exonerated, but I have evidence and proof that this officer maliciously murdered my brother in cold blood. As I think about today, I'm not going to lie, I'm still in my own feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because that was something traumatic that happened to my family. And a month and 10 days after that, my mother died. May they both rest in peace. But you could imagine my feelings and what I'm going through right now to have to walk into a legal courtroom and stand in front of a judge with allegations against me, with allegations against me on the anniversary of these pigs killing my brother. You got to be careful who you lay down with. You got to be careful who you get in relationships with. You got to be careful who you have around you because people don't have the proper best interest at heart for you. Now, I was with this woman in 2021 while she was going through a hardship in her marriage and it was on the brink of being over anyway because she was husband no matter what the case may be. She was still married. He left her, took the kids. We started messing around. She wanted me to move in her place. She didn't establish that this was what it was going to be. I was going to split the bills. I was giving up money regardless. Situations happened in the relationship where she was moving funny and I was calling shit and she would get in her feelings. So she didn't want to admit to her truth. So the only thing she wanted me to do was leave. And that was my place for 2 years. So the first 2 years, and then we go into 2025 is when she files the first complaint against me, saying that I was this violent person, all of that. This judge that we went in front of today was the judge then. And in the report, she put a whole bunch of shit. I threatened her kids. I did all this other shit, right? So judge listens to the allegations like any law-abiding person would and issues an order of protection, right? This was in February. March, I received a settlement for 6 figures. Mind you, this woman had order of protection against me. The middle of March, I received a settlement for 6 figures. By the beginning of April, we was going back up in court and this woman dropped the complaint against me that she filed and said I was this violent person. I did all this shit to her and all this other shit, right? That was in the beginning of April. By May, I was back at the crib because she was with me around the time my mother passed away. You know, it was a year after we got together. So she was there for the traumatic shit. And she knew the effect that it did to me, right? So she claimed that she was sympathetic and apologetic in her text messages, right? Because this woman broke her own order after she saw on my social media, because I went to social media and showed social media I had 6 figures. At the time, she had an order of protection against me. So this lady broke her order and contacted me, right? After she dropped the order, she contacted me, wanting me to come back, telling me a bunch of bullshit, right? And I went for it because we got years in. And this woman was the only woman that was around me when I was going through my shit. So I thought she was really being 100% real with what she was saying. So I goes back. Now when I go back, still no establishment again, no needing no help on the bills. I'm putting food in the crib still. I'm giving her money here and here still. And she didn't establish that she needed help on her bills. Mind you, I'm not on the lease. So therefore, requesting me to pay your bills is not something that I should be obligated to do, but I was doing my part here and there. I was making sure that she kept food in her crib. That's a bill. So in all actuality, I was paying a bill and I was paying half on the Wi-Fi and a partial on the light bill. So she begs me to come back. I come back. Still unestablished. She needs help with the bills or whatever. I go to offer her money. She turned it down. This is all facts. She turns it down. So now her ex-husband was paying alimony to her since 2021, and it was up for 5 years, right? That was basically covering her rent. So now that the alimony is about to dry up, now she throws on me, oh, you got to pay some bills around here. I said, wait a minute. Put me on the lease. She didn't want to put me on the lease. So I'm not paying no bills. If you don't put me on the lease, I'm not paying no bills. I'm still helping regardless, but I'm not stepping in and taking full responsibility on helping you pay your bills that's in your name. I'm going to make sure the food's in. I'm going to make sure the Wi-Fi's in. I'm going to make sure part of the lights is paid. That's my obligation far as not being on the lease. She gets in her feelings because she saw that I had over 6 figures. She drops the order, brings me back in the crib, and then demands that I start paying bills. No. So this is where we end up in court today. She refiled a complaint that she filed in 2025. She refiled it a year and a half later. But the question that I ask is, if you took out an order, on somebody, why would you, and you said this person was violent and did all his behaviors to you, why would you drop the order a month later? But in between that month, you was watching my social media and saw that I got 6 figures. That's motive right there, to drop an order to get me back in the crib and then demand that I start paying bills. That's all facts. The proof is right here. All of it. Proof is right here. So when things like that happen, I got to go over there in 20 minutes. Things like that happen. That right there tells you that the motive was to get me back in the house so you can be next to my money and think that I'm just going to pour out my pocket. We're trying to work things out. You got me back in the house and then automatically demanded that I start paying bills. Put me on the lease. You ain't put me on the lease then. And plus, I left my own place to come back to be with a woman that I thought was being sympathetic and empathetic and apologetic. But the whole time she was thinking about how she could get my money. Because if somebody was so violent against you in 2025 and you took out an order in February and turned around and dropped it in April, why would you bring the person back around you and put them in your crib if this person was dangerous to you, like you told the court? And then you tried to get money out of me, and then I don't budge when you want me to, and now you refile the same lie that you filed the first time. The judge was looking at her like, I said, what if she got an order of protection against me and reached out and contacted me, and the judge said she shouldn't be, and then looked at her like. So right off rip, the judge already knows something's wrong because we was already in front of that judge before. This is the game that a lot of you women play, and that's dangerous because that can put both of y'all in situations, but in all actuality, if a woman's playing games like that, she could end up in trouble. That's perjury on a complaint. That's punishable by jail time. And you could possibly be sued civilly for this shit. So there's a lot of shit going on. Why would you drop an order that you put out saying somebody was dangerous against you and you feared for your safety and this and that, you drop the order a month later to have that man in your house a month after you drop the order. Then you got that man in your crib for a year and a half before you refile the other complaint, like this man was violent to you. The judge should ask her, why did you drop the order that protected you the first time? Because she got up in front of the judge and when she dropped the order and said she wasn't persuaded or coerced, and that's under oath. Ladies, y'all got to stop playing like this because it puts a lot of people in bad positions. Men, you got to know the law, understand what the hell you getting into, but watch who the fuck you lay down with and watch who you give your energy to. Yo, fellas, don't be so quick to move in with a chick that got the crib. Focus on getting your own shit. And that's what I'm doing. I should be in my own shit in about 2 weeks. But that's the focal point of this message today. Fellas, don't move in no crib with no woman if you're not getting on the lease. Ladies, you cannot demand no man to pay no bills in your home if he's not on the lease. Just because you give up your coochie doesn't mean that man have to pay your bills. That's low-key telling yourself. And that's not healthy. Salute to everybody pulled up, man. I appreciate it, whether it was a lot of people, a little bit of people. I just had to get this message out. This message is important because a lot of young men are going through situations like this right now, and they just thinking that, oh, it's temporary. But women having different things built. You know what I'm saying? Women are overthinkers. They tried to overthink, just like homegirl tried to overthink and get me back in her crib and then want me to give her some of my lawsuit money. But if I was a dangerous person to you, like you said last year, like you said to the courts last year, why'd you drop that order protection that protected you when you saw on my social media that I got a 6-figure lawsuit settlement and you dropped the order a month after you file it? Make it make sense. Yo, make your circle a dot. Keep grass cut. Watch for the snakes, man. Be observant of your surroundings. But most importantly, stack chicken, man. Be careful out here when you get in relationships and know your mate, because your mate could be setting up something else that could be going after your plate. And at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. If you're in a relationship and y'all in a relationship and y'all doing what y'all doing and y'all moving together, do it the right way. Put that man on the lease, ladies. If that's your crib and you want that man to come in and help with your bills, put that man on your lease. Because once you put that man on your lease, he's obligated to pay half of everything down the middle. Establish that in the beginning. Don't just think that your coochie can score every time. Some of y'all are old and y'all have track records and it's not even funny. But this, I just want everybody to be aware of what's going on out here. People are running around messed up motives and messed up thinking. And don't get yourself caught up into that. Live, love, give if you have to. Give if you can. If you see somebody in the street messed up, help them out. Don't give them money. Buy them something to eat. And be safe. Love us, y'all. Always.